Why do we wear a poppy? On November 7th, 1920, in the strictest secrecy, 4 unidentified British bodies were exhumed from temporary battlefield cemeteries at Ypres, Arras, the Asine and the Somme. None of the soldiers who were digging the graves were told why. The bodies were then taken by field ambulance to GHQ at St-Pol-Sur-Ter Noise. Once there, the bodies were draped with the Union flag. Sentries were posted, and Brigadier-General Wyatt and Colonel Gell selected one body at random. The other 3 were reburied. A French honour guard was selected and stood by the coffin overnight of the chosen soldier. On the morning of the 8th of November, a specially designed coffin made of oak from the grounds of Hampton Court arrived, and the unknown warrior was placed inside. On top was placed a crusader sword and a shield on which was inscribed, "A British warrior who fell in the Great War 1914 to 1918 for king and country." On the 9th of November, the unknown warrior was taken by horse-drawn carriage through guards of honour and the sound of tolling bells and bugle calls to the quayside. There he was saluted by Marshal Foch and loaded onto HMS Vernon, bound for Dover. The coffin stood on the deck, covered in wreaths, surrounded by a French honour guard. Upon arrival at Dover, the unknown warrior was met with a 19-gun salute, something that was normally only reserved for field marshals. A special train had been arranged, and he was then conveyed to Victoria Station, London. There he remained overnight, and on the morning of the 11th of November, he was finally taken to Westminster Abbey. The idea of the unknown warrior was thought of by a padre called David Railton, who had served on the front line during the Great War, and the Union flag he had used as an altar cloth, whilst at the front was the one that had been draped over the coffin. It was his intention that all of the relatives of the 517,773 combatants whose bodies had not been identified could believe that the unknown warrior could very well be their lost husband, father, brother or son. This is the reason we wear poppies. We do not glorify war. We remember, with humility, the great and the ultimate sacrifices that were made not just in this war, but every war and conflict where our service personnel have fought to ensure the liberty and freedoms that we now take for granted. Every year on the 11th of November, we remember the unknown warrior. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.